The night was electric in London as fans flooded into the arena, buzzing with excitement for one of the most beloved performers of our time. The lights dimmed, and anticipation hung thick in the air. People chatted eagerly about their favorite Elton John songs and the spectacular show they were about to witness. The venue, adorned with dazzling lights and vibrant colors, created a magical atmosphere that blended perfectly with the energy of the crowd. As Elton John took to the stage, a roar erupted from thousands of fans who had gathered to experience his iconic voice and captivating presence. From the very first note, he commanded attention, filling the space with music that resonated deep within everyone's hearts. Each chord strummed evoked memories, laughter, and sometimes even tears, as fans connected to songs that had become soundtracks to their lives. Amidst this whirlwind of excitement stood Rachel Adams, a 45-year-old nurse who had just completed her shift at a local hospital. Dressed in her scrubs, a stark contrast to the glittering outfits of many concertgoers, Rachel felt out of place yet proud. She had spent the night caring for patients, working tirelessly to ensure they received the best treatment possible. Now, she was here, surrounded by music and celebration, still carrying the weight of her responsibilities but eager to enjoy this rare moment of joy. As Elton continued to perform hit after hit, Rachel found herself lost in the melodies. The crowd swayed together like waves in an ocean of sound. Little did she know that this night would take an unexpected turn. In that sea of faces filled with joy and excitement, one glance from Elton caught her eye, a moment that would soon transform into something unforgettable. With his signature flair and boundless energy on display, Elton paused mid-performance. He spotted Rachel's hospital badge glimmering under the stage lights and felt compelled to recognize her incredible dedication. It was a moment that would bond them all together, an unexpected tribute that showcased not only music but also humanity's shared gratitude for those who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. As the concert continued, Rachel Adams found herself wrapped in the melodies surrounding her, feeling both out of place and in a world where gratitude lingered in the air. At 45 years old, she had dedicated her life to nursing, often putting the needs of others before her own. Her scrubs, faded but clean, told stories of long nights spent caring for patients at her local hospital, a commitment to helping those in need that ran deep in her heart. Rachel often reflected on her challenging days and the toll they took on her body and spirit. She balanced the demands of her job with raising a family, often feeling exhausted yet fulfilled by the work she did. Each patient she encountered became more than just a number. They were individuals with hopes, fears, and dreams. The bonds she built in those hospital rooms were precious, yet she seldom received recognition for the invisible yet crucial work behind the scenes. Still, through it all, Rachel held on to moments of joy. Music had always been a refuge for her, a way to unwind after chaotic shifts filled with uncertainty or sorrow. Attending this concert was her precious escape, a chance to momentarily forget about the world outside. She stood among fellow fans, their cheers weaving around her like a warm blanket as she absorbed every beat of the music. In that moment, despite her scrubs seeming out of place among the vibrant outfits surrounding her, Rachel felt a sense of belonging. She watched Elton John pour his heart into each performance, illuminating the faces of his fans with pure magic. Little did she know that tonight would become something not just special but transformative, an acknowledgement that would highlight the sacrifices made by everyday heroes like herself. As she swayed with the crowd under the dazzling lights, Rachel couldn't help but wonder if anyone noticed what she had done that day. The thought flitted away as excitement built in the arena. Moments later, it would become clear that someone very special indeed had taken notice. As the music swelled around her, Rachel's appearance stood out in a sea of glittering outfits and bright colors. In her faded blue scrubs, she felt like a lone star in a galaxy of shimmering planets. While others wore sequins and stylish dresses, Rachel's modest attire reflected the hard work and dedication she embodied as a nurse. The scrubs were more than just clothing. They represented countless hours spent caring for patients, enduring the challenges of long shifts, and facing both triumphs and heartaches. Her hair was pulled back into a tidy bun, practical for her job but also giving her an air of professionalism. She wore minimal makeup, not because she didn't care about her appearance, but because time had been scarce that day. The badge clipped to her scrubs gleamed under the vibrant concert lights, marking her as someone who had devoted herself to saving lives just hours before stepping into this energetic venue. Many might overlook someone in scrubs at such a glamorous event, but for Rachel, it symbolized her commitment to serving others. Amid the excitement, Rachel couldn't shake the feeling of being out of place. She admired the joyful faces around her, fans dancing freely and singing along with Elton John as if they were in another world. Yet there was an undeniable sense of pride that came from being herself amidst all the glitz. Her scrubs told a story that needed no words. They echoed tales of compassion and resilience. As she swayed to the music, lost in thought, Rachel couldn't help but smile at how far she had come from those late-night shifts filled with exhaustion. Here she was at a concert where dreams were made, a celebration not just for entertainers but also for everyday heroes like herself. Little did she know that embracing her unique appearance would soon lead to a moment of recognition that would connect her passion for nursing with the magic of music in an unforgettable way. As the lights danced overhead and the melodies filled the arena, Rachel remained immersed in the music, swaying gently to the rhythm. The energy of the crowd pulsated around her, each cheer ringing in her ears like a sweet reminder that she was finally free from her responsibilities for a brief moment. Just as she let herself get lost in the moment, something unexpected happened. In one of his signature theatrical gestures, Elton John moved closer to the front of the stage. His expressive eyes scanned the audience, and it was as if time slowed for a brief second. Then, his gaze fell upon Rachel. There was a spark of recognition as he locked onto her scrubs, and the gleaming badge pinned to her chest. The excitement in the air shifted slightly. People hushed and turned to look at this nurse who seemed so out of place yet so right at that very moment. Elton paused mid-song, his smile radiant as he raised a hand towards Rachel. "You saved lives today. Let me sing this one for you," he exclaimed, captivating not only her but everyone nearby. A wave of applause rippled through the audience as they pointed excitedly toward Rachel, many realizing who she was and what she represented. She could hardly believe her ears. It felt surreal standing there as thousands turned their attention to her. With palpable admiration, Elton began to play "Something About the Way You Look Tonight." His voice flowed beautifully, enveloping Rachel like an embrace from an old friend. The lyrics seemed to resonate not just with romance but with honor, the honor of every healthcare worker pushing through exhaustion and uncertainty every day. As he sang, Rachel's heart swelled. Tears filled her eyes as she soaked in this extraordinary moment of recognition and appreciation from one of music's greatest stars. The crowd erupted into cheers and laughter, but more profoundly, they rose to their feet in a standing ovation that vibrated throughout the venue. In that incredible instant, Rachel felt deeply seen, not just for who she was as a nurse but as someone deserving of love, gratitude, and celebration on this unforgettable night. As Elton John's voice filled the arena, the audience was swept up in the moment. Yet, it was Rachel's heart that truly soared when he spotted her in the crowd. His words were not just a casual acknowledgement, they were a heartfelt tribute to all that she and countless other healthcare workers had done, especially during challenging times. "You saved lives today. Let me sing this one for you," he declared, and in that moment, the noise of the crowd faded away for Rachel as if time had stopped. Elton's gesture was more than just an act of kindness, it carried a powerful message. By recognizing Rachel in her scrubs, he brought attention to the often overlooked sacrifices made by healthcare professionals. It wasn't just about singing a song. It was about honoring their dedication, resilience, and impact on communities. The crowd erupted with applause as they caught on to what was happening. Many began chanting her name, further amplifying the significance of this gesture. As Elton began to play "Something About the Way You Look Tonight," his voice resonated deeply with everyone present. Rachel felt wrapped in warmth and appreciation, as if she were at the center of a giant hug from strangers who understood her struggle and commitment. The lyrics flowed around her like a gentle breeze, speaking not only to beauty but also to strength and perseverance, qualities that define every nurse facing long shifts under pressure. With each note, Rachel's emotions swelled. Tears streamed down her face as she realized how special this moment truly was. It wasn't just about being recognized by a superstar. It was about feeling valued and respected for her hard work and sacrifices. The entire audience rose in unison, giving her a standing ovation that echoed throughout the venue. In that magical instant, surrounded by applause and heartfelt cheers, Rachel understood she was part of something much bigger, a celebration of compassion and bravery that resonated beyond herself. Elton's heartfelt gesture had transformed an ordinary night into an extraordinary memory, symbolizing gratitude for those who tirelessly serve others without seeking recognition. As the opening notes of "Something About the Way You Look Tonight" floated through the air, Rachel felt a wave of emotions wash over her. Elton John's voice, rich and soulful, seemed to resonate not just within the arena but deep within her heart. The audience swayed together, their collective energy creating an atmosphere charged with joy and appreciation. Rachel stood frozen for a moment, soaking in the reality that this iconic artist was singing directly for her. Elton's presence was magnetic. He commanded the stage with charisma and warmth. As he sang each line, his eyes occasionally glanced in Rachel's direction, making her feel like she was at the center of a grand celebration meant solely for her. The lyrics spoke to her in ways that transcended mere words. They conveyed admiration, strength, and beauty. In that moment, Rachel felt every sacrifice she made as a nurse acknowledged and honored. Around her, the crowd began to sing along, their voices blending into one harmonious chorus that filled the venue. It was as if they were all united in this shared moment of gratitude for Rachel's hard work and dedication to caring for others. Each note echoed with appreciation for healthcare workers everywhere who had faced similar challenges. Tears brimmed in Rachel's eyes as she absorbed the significance of what was happening. This song wasn't just about romance. It was a tribute to resilience and compassion, qualities that defined her daily life as a nurse. The applause grew louder with each verse, enveloping her like a warm blanket of love and respect. As Elton hit the final notes of the song, he raised his arms in triumph, encouraging everyone to join in one last time. The audience erupted into applause once more, giving Rachel an overwhelming standing ovation that made her heart swell with pride. In that unforgettable moment, surrounded by cheers and music, she realized she was not just invisible but celebrated. An everyday hero recognized for her extraordinary contributions. This performance became etched in Rachel's memory forever, reminding her of how deeply valued she truly was not only by those around her but also by a legend who understood what it meant to serve others with heart and passion. As the final chorus of "Something About the Way You Look Tonight" echoed through the arena, the atmosphere was electric with excitement and admiration. The crowd, filled with fans from all walks of life, rose to their feet in unison, clapping and cheering for Rachel Adams. The sound of applause swelled like a tidal wave, filling every corner of the venue and amplifying the significance of the moment. Many audience members turned to one another in happy disbelief, pointing at Rachel in her scrubs and celebrating her as a symbol of hope and dedication. It was as if they collectively understood that this recognition extended far beyond her individual story. It represented countless healthcare workers who tirelessly served their communities. People shouted encouragement, some even chanting her name. "Rachel! Rachel! Rachel!" It was a spontaneous outpouring of gratitude that resonated beyond mere words. The warmth and appreciation from the crowd enveloped Rachel like a comforting embrace. She felt seen for the first time in a long while. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she looked around at the smiling faces, each one echoing silent gratitude for all that she had done as a nurse. Every cheer reinforced the appreciation for frontline workers everywhere who had faced long hours and emotional challenges during difficult times. Elton continued to encourage the crowd to join in, his smile radiant as he raised his arms high above his head, urging everyone to celebrate this extraordinary moment together. The unity between him, Rachel, and the audience created an atmosphere rich with love and respect that transcended any typical concert experience. This heartfelt response from the crowd transformed what could have been just another night out into an unforgettable experience filled with meaning. Each clap and cheer became a testament to resilience, a reminder of how deeply society values those who serve selflessly. In that instant, under the bright lights and amidst joyful celebration, Rachel felt an overwhelming sense of pride not only in herself but also in being part of a community that recognized sacrifice and celebrated everyday heroes like her. In the wake of that unforgettable concert, Rachel Adams found herself reflecting on the immense power of community appreciation. The standing ovation she received was not just a response to her as an individual. It represented an entire movement of gratitude toward healthcare workers everywhere. In those moments, she felt the collective heartbeat of a society that understood the struggles faced by those who serve on the front lines. As she walked through her day after the concert, Rachel noticed small changes in how people interacted with her. A simple smile from a stranger or a thank you from a neighbor felt more profound than before. People seemed more willing to acknowledge the hard work of nurses and healthcare professionals, and Rachel felt proud to be part of that conversation. It was as if Elton's gesture had ignited something greater, an awakening to the sacrifices and commitment made by countless individuals and scrubs, like herself. Rachel also realized the importance of sharing her story. She began talking about her experiences as a nurse with her friends and family, emphasizing not just the challenges but also the rewards that came with caring for others. Each story she shared sparked meaningful discussions about empathy, compassion, and understanding within her community. She saw firsthand how these conversations could help bridge gaps and create stronger bonds among people who might otherwise take each other for granted. Additionally, Rachel pondered how this newfound appreciation could lead to lasting change. She hoped it would inspire others to advocate for better resources and support for healthcare workers, fostering an environment where everyone felt valued for their contributions. The concert had shed light on these often overlooked heroes, and Rachel wanted to ensure that this recognition continued beyond one special night. Ultimately, Rachel felt empowered by this experience, reminding herself that while recognition can be fleeting, the impact of gratitude has the power to uplift spirits for a lifetime. She emerged from this chapter of her life more determined than ever to serve her community with pride, knowing that behind every scrubs-wearing hero is a heartfelt story waiting to be told, a story deserving of celebration and respect in every corner of society. That night in London became not only a personal milestone for Rachel Adams, but also a defining moment that resonated far beyond the arena. The experience left an indelible mark on her heart, reminding her of the profound connections formed through shared appreciation and respect. As she walked away from the concert, the echoes of applause and the warmth from the crowd lingered in her mind, filling her with a sense of purpose that extended into her daily life as a nurse. Rachel realized that the events of that evening were more than just a tribute to her. They symbolized a collective acknowledgement of countless healthcare workers who dedicate their lives to caring for others. The standing ovation had represented solidarity, a community coming together to celebrate the sacrifices made by those who often go unnoticed. It was a beautiful reminder that even in challenging times, gratitude and appreciation can shine brightly. In the days that followed, Rachel felt invigorated, inspired to continue sharing her story with others. Her conversations with friends, family, and even strangers began to revolve around the challenges faced by healthcare professionals, igniting discussions about compassion and understanding. She found joy in educating others about the realities of nursing, fostering connections that bridged gaps and created a deeper appreciation for those who serve in scrubs. This newfound momentum also encouraged Rachel to advocate for better support for healthcare workers within her community. She became involved in local initiatives aimed at raising awareness about mental health resources and self-care for those in the medical field, emphasizing the importance of looking after one another. The evening with Elton John served as a catalyst for change, inspiring Rachel and others to recognize that every act of kindness matters. The concert had transformed into a lasting legacy of hope, respect, and gratitude, a night that would forever be etched in her memory as more than just an extraordinary performance, but as a celebration of humanity itself. In reflecting on that magical night, Rachel understood that while individual recognition may fade, the spirit of appreciation can continue to uplift and strengthen communities. This experience solidified her commitment to her work and reignited her passion for serving others, knowing that she was part of a larger tapestry woven together by shared stories and collective honor.